As of Friday morning, we're going to start doing vaccinations and giving vaccine shots to our inmates in our Madison County Jail. I just want to give you a brief update of the jail before we get into the details of the vaccines. As of this morning, we have 1,038 inmates in the facility as of this morning. To date, we have had 13 inmates that have tested positive for COVID, 0 deaths and 0 complications for any other health reasons. We've also had over 40 detention officers test positive over the past year for COVID. You know, all COVID mitigation efforts remain in place. What I mean by that is the whole quarantine system that we have put in place in the Madison County Jail is going to stay effective until my chief over the facility tells me that we're going to open up the jail. Those mitigation efforts have really played a big role in the low numbers that we have seen in the jail as far as the COVID positives. We have a 14-day quarantine on arrival. We have face mask requirements that still remain in place. We have 24/7 cleaning crews and use of masked area foggers that really clean the facility and disinfect. We have limited in-person court, 3 areas dedicated to video court, which has been probably one of the biggest things that we've done inside the jail is have the video courts, and the judges inside the courthouse have really worked well with us on that. We still have remote video visitation with the families. You know, we soon, I think we're going to probably in the next month or two try to reopen the jail as far as having visitation or just having work release come back and forth in and out of the jail. We have been really I guess headstrong with this because I've not wanted the COVID inside the facility over the last year. We have really had unprecedented times ahead of us, and we have been trying to, the first priority for me and Chief Brooks that runs our facility is the safety of the inmates inside that jail, and we have really made every effort that we can to do that. So last week, Chief Chad Brooks, who's over the Madison County Jail, reached out to the Alabama Department of Public Health, and we have set up a very good method of giving the vaccine. We're going to have the medical staff from the National Guard come in with the Alabama Department of Health starting Friday morning, and we're going to do the vaccines. Both Johnson & Johnson and Moderna vaccines will be offered, and inmates will choose their preference. This is not something that we're making the inmates do. This is something that we have offered to them and want them to be a part of. I think it is in their best interest to get the vaccine, in my mind, especially if there's any chance that they're going to go to the Department of Corrections. I think this is something that we can offer for them that is a safety precaution for them in their life. You know, as of today, this is one of the main reasons I wanted everyone here today. As of today, there's only 10% of the population that has requested that they want the vaccine, okay? That's a very low number. Hopefully that number will go up whenever we are in the facility and we're administering the vaccines. I hope that they see that it is not that big of a deal and they step forward and want the vaccine. What I want to do today is to reach out and talk to the people that are incarcerated inside that jail's families. If you talk to your loved one and they're incarcerated, just talk to them and advise them it would be a good thing for them to get the vaccine. We have seen the numbers and the rates go down as far as COVID positives across the country. I think this is a good tool for us to share with the inmate and to make sure that their safety comes first. And that is one of our main jobs here as the sheriff, as the chief over the jail, is to make sure that their safety comes first, no matter what they've done. I don't care if they're in there for murder. I don't care if they're in there for rape, if they're drug dealers. I don't care. Our job is to make sure they're safe inside the facility, and our job is to try to get them the vaccine just like everyone else that is walking the streets of Huntsville and Madison County and the rest of the country. So that is what we're here to do, and we are trying to get every person that is incarcerated to take this vaccine. If they do not want to take it, there's not going to be any repercussions to that. That's their prerogative. That is their choice. So that's what we're doing. I'm glad you guys came here today. I'm glad you allowed me to speak to you. I want to get the message out to the families, though, and if you do talk to your loved one, whether it be, just talk to them. If they don't want to take it, say, listen, this might be a good idea. This is something that everyone is trying to get their hands on, is a vaccine, and we're offering it to them. And this is something that the Department of Correction has been battling inside the state prison system of trying to make sure everyone gets the vaccine. This, with us, we're housing over 300 state inmates in there as we speak that are supposed to be in the Department of Corrections. So if they don't have the vaccine, maybe if they do have the vaccine, maybe it's a faster route for them to get down and do their time and come back home. So do y'all have any questions?
Why now? Why hasn't this been offered any sooner? I know vaccines have been available for a little while now.
It has been available for a little while. So if you look at the numbers, and one of the main things that we've done in the jail is lock it down, okay? The big thing that when we locked it down, we've seen the numbers, very low numbers. We've only had 13 inmates test positive. So the chief is probably more headstrong than I am when it comes to locking that place down and making sure that the more people come in and out, the more chances you get of COVID. But as far as why now, there's 2 other facilities inside the state. I think Montgomery County and Mobile County has administered theirs last week or maybe the week before. It's just timing and making sure. If you've seen our facility, we have probably the largest under one roof facility in the state. I mean, our county jail is larger than some prisons, and it's a big volume of inmates in there. At any given day, it could be 1,038 this morning. It could be 1,100 tomorrow. It could be 1,200 in the middle of the summer. So it's a numbers game when you really get down to it. But look, we're here to give it now. We have the vaccines available to give it to every inmate in that facility, and that's what we're trying to do and what we want to do. And I'm going to walk in that jail tomorrow. I'll be there Friday to try to make sure that, look, guys, this is something that is going to be good for you down the road. Especially if you are having to go do some time other than in Madison County.
And I know you said only 10% requested or said that they would be getting the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
How long are you guys going to be offering it if that number does go up any higher?
That will be up to the Alabama Department of Public Health. I talked with the sheriff in Montgomery yesterday, and he said a lot of the inmates that did not get the vaccine down there, after they left, all of a sudden they wanted to take it. So I'm sure that there will be measures that we can take that we can make sure they get it. But it's going to be available and while they're in there. It's going to I don't know how long this will take. It may take a day. It may take 2 days, 3 days. But it's going to be a measure that we take here in Madison County to make sure our people are safe.
What does it say to the quality of your staff right now, the fact that you guys have maintained only 13 cases of inmates having COVID right now?
Well, the quarantine system that we have put in place, we actually cleared a whole pod. And I got to commend my chief, Chad Brooks, who runs the facility. He has really methodically put this together, and he and Captain Setzer that run the jail over there have done a great job. The quarantine system, if I put you in jail, they put you in a quarantine pod for 14 days. Before you're in that quarantine pod, we have a medical staff check your temperature. We have you check all the symptoms to see if you show any sign of COVID or any other sign of the flu or anything. They put you in that pod for 14 days. After that, you come back through the same medical check. If you still are showing no symptoms, then you go to general population. That method has really paid off for us. I've been very pleased with that, and everybody in the jail stepped up. Not only the chief and the captain, but the sergeants, the lieutenants, the DOs that work the facility. They have really taken, pride in what they're doing and trying to make sure everyone in that building is safe.
You said there was 138 inmates currently, correct?
1,038. Yes, ma'am.
1,038. Okay. And then the only other thing I was going to ask was, you said J&J and Pfizer was going to be?
Johnson & Johnson and Moderna vaccines will be offered. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Perfect.
Will incoming people who are booking in, will they have a chance to maybe get the vaccine if they haven't?
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Listen, I don't know how many we process in a day, Chief, 60 to 80 a day. I'm sure that we will probably offer them while they're in there giving the shots. So, and that's probably one of the questions that the medical staff asked when they go through their symptoms and their checkpoints. Have you been vaccinated? Especially since the vaccines have been offered. So, you know, I think our community's done a great job with it. I'm very pleased at how the health department has really reached out and give people vaccines. It has made a big difference, not only in Huntsville and Madison County, but across the state, I think.
And then, I know, you said you guys are gonna be administering the vaccine, obviously. Is it going to be there? Is it gonna be at a certain facility? Is it gonna be in a certain area? And, who are you guys gonna be bringing in to be administering?
Okay, the National Guard's medical unit will be coming in, along with the Alabama Department of Public Health and our detention officers. We will be going into each pod. Some pods hold 80 to 90 prisoners. We will have them come down one at a time. That's the only secure, that building is probably the most secured building that I'm in this town. I mean, it is very secure once you walk inside there. And we are not going to relinquish that, but we are going to take care of them and make sure that they have the vaccine and make sure that they are safe from this day forward, as long as we have this to administer to them.
And is this only gonna be like a Monday through Friday case, or will it also be on the weekend since you guys are starting on this?
We will probably administer until it's done. I would expect, that would be something that I talk with the National Guard or the Alabama Department of Public Health and make sure that we have enough on hand. You know, it may be we have to skip a day and come back when they have to go restock, but I think we're good. Anything?
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank y'all for coming out. It's very important to me. I just wanted to make sure the families know that we are doing this. Not that we're doing it, but the ones that don't want the vaccine or say they don't want the vaccine, I would love for the families to talk to them because, you know, I understand each person's prerogative. I understand it's their choice not to have it if they don't want it, if they do, whatever. But in their environment, especially if there is any chance that they have to go to the Department of Corrections, I think this is a good move to make sure they're safe in their travels ahead. All right? Thank you, guys.